Mao also went on to add that this is China's official position. The Chinese embassy in Paris issued a separate statement. It said the ambassador's remarks were, quote, not a statement of politics, but an expression of personal views during a televised debate. So again, some sort of an effort to step back from that. And also, earlier this week, when Xi got on a phone call with Ukraine's President Zelensky, China offered to mediate. Xi told Zelensky that talks are the only way out of the war. China is now sending diplomats to Ukraine. Their task to broker a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. What does all of this boil down to? China is wasting no time to show that it is serious about playing the peacemaker in Ukraine, but there are some experts who believe that the statement made by the ambassador was too dangerous to undo. So where does the story go from here? Will it impact China's relations with the European Union, or is this going to be a storm in a teacup? So to understand what exactly is happening between China and Europe, who better to talk to than Adrian Gegis, who's the author of Xi Jinping's biography. It's called Xi Jinping, the most powerful man in the world. And Adrian now joins us on this program. Adrian, thanks so much for joining us. Now, great to have you. You're sitting there in Germany looking at the relationship between Europe and China. How is it looking? It's been looking like a bit of a love-hate relationship for a while. Is that still the way you think it's going to go forward, a love-hate relationship?
Yes, it is. You describe it very well, because I mean, what China under the leadership of Xi Jinping is trying now to make a split between Europe and the United States, because the relation between US and China is worsening every day. And Europe became a strong ally of the United States in the Ukraine war. But now, with some things like Xi Jinping talking to Zelensky, the president of the Ukraine, and so on, with such things, China tries to make a split between US and Europe.
Okay, Adrian, a lot of attention being paid to the remarks made by the Chinese envoy Liu He recently, where he's talking about the USSR and the nature of the former republics and whether they really have sovereignty. Now, China's tried to walk that back. But Chinese diplomats don't usually say things that are completely off the cuff. So what do you think are the implications of that statement?
We have seen the true face, the real opinion of the Chinese leadership. Of course, they had to step back now officially, because it's also a problem for their relations to many countries, for example, to Kazakhstan, which is an important neighbor of China, and which is also a former Soviet republic. But I mean, as you said, he's the ambassador. It's not his private opinion. It's obviously the opinion which is shared by many in the Chinese leadership. And this is a very bad sign, because if we start to question the borders in Europe or the borders all over the world, that can be very dangerous.
Okay, Adrian, thanks so much for joining us. We're all going to be keeping a very close eye on China, and I'm sure Europe will as well. Thank you for being with us.